as men in our community, we should be honoring the women in our lives. You guys have women in your life, mothers, aunties, grandmas, cousins, family that we care about a lot. And this is a way we can show that family that we really care about them.
About 3 years ago, a group of students approached me and they were really eager to see more culture in the school, more Indigenous culture. So they brought up the idea of an Indigenous leadership class, and I thought, this is too good to pass. So we started the class together. This year we decided to support the Moosehide Campaign. It's a campaign all across Canada and now globally that's ending violence against women and children. Part of our participation in the Moosehide Campaign is that we had a retreat where we invited community members to come in and speak about violence, to speak about how we can move forward in a peaceful way. From there, we had school-wide assemblies and invited the entire school population to participate in a fast.
This campaign is so important. Love your parents, love your mother, your sister.
It was really an incredible experience to see so many people in our school community engaged.
You're just a monster, you're so big.
As a non-Indigenous person, I knew that I had to be informed by community, and I am grateful that I've had a lot of help starting up this class because I feel like the kids are teaching me every day. Thank you. All of this came together at a huge conference and rally downtown Victoria.
The Moosehide Campaign is about stopping violence against women and children all over the world. And it's important because it's going to reflect badly on the future generations. And I'm not okay with that.
Growing up, knowing that Indigenous women are 3 times more likely to face a form of violence in their life definitely impacted the way I was raised and the way I acted as a person. And for me, that's something that I don't want anyone else to ever have to go through. It's a really touchy subject that I feel a lot of people don't talk about in fear of the backlash, and I was one of those people. And I feel that if it was taught in schools and people were more aware of it, the numbers would definitely decrease, if not completely go away.
There's a lot of us that have experienced violence towards women in our life, and we all know what it feels like, and we know someone that has been through it. The Moosehide Campaign to me is just kind of how you treat every female around you. And it's like what we could do better to make this generation better, to do things better in general for our women because they do so much for us.
It feels like an honor to be able to stand up and get your word out there. Just being like a voice for the people who don't speak. There's a lot of violence against women and children, and it's a time to take a stand.
The Moosehide Campaign, to me, is to stop the violence to women and children and everybody, just to stop being bystanders and all that and just do something about it. Women and children in my life, they're pretty amazing. They mean a lot to me. I'd do anything for them, actually.
We need to learn how to become more diverse on helping each other and like communicating with each other on how we feel and standing up for what is right.
I think supporting the campaign at Stelly's is important because it teaches people how to become more well-rounded, and it enables them to go into the world and have more understanding of how others might feel.
When I say moose, you say hide. Moose. Hide. Moose. Hide. Moose. Hide. Moose. Hide.
Women carry a lot of the culture, the language, the teachings, and the children are our future, and we want them to have their future, and no one should be robbed of that. Moosehide Campaign is really a good start of breaking down those barriers and ending stereotypes and making people open their minds to see the issues that Indigenous people have to face. The woman I'm named after was murdered, and when it's hitting that close to home, you have a different perspective, and it means so much more to you than, you know, say if it was some woman on the highway of tears. It doesn't hit home like that. And when I found out and my mom told me the story, it felt different, and I wanted to carry on her legacy and honor her. It's given me a new perspective on life and valuing a lot of the women more in my life and wanting to be a voice for the families and the women that don't come forward. It's really opened my eyes to my culture and appreciating it more. Earlier this year I wrote a poem, and it's in the eyes of my auntie, the woman I'm named after, and it's about what happened to her and what she could have and would have been able to do, and the life that she was able to live.
Squeechel Hela, Costanoa, Denisne, Chisalatsin at Hosetnich, Nastri Quanes Giatanga Hela, Quenzina Tela Echel, Et Latanoch at Laquangen, Nastri Quanes Salakt, the Swayam in a Sechla, Hiwas Nesechla. 3 poems are written in this essay. You may decide where each begins and ends. My name is Stephanie. No, not the one standing in front of you, the one that was brutally murdered. I would have been 42 today. I would have woken up that day, like any other. Have my warm feet touch the cold wooden floor, stretch my arms out and yawn, like I always did. I would have seen my little girl grow up into the amazing woman I always knew she'd be. I would have had another child. I would have graduated. I would have walked down the aisle wearing the most beautiful white dress. When I put myself into a routine, I thought nothing bad would ever happen, but that's not the case with me. One moment I was sleeping, the next I was fighting for my life. I had so much ahead of me, but it was taken. My name is Stephanie, the one that was brutally murdered. I would have woken up that day like any other. The point of my speech is to make you uncomfortable, to think of yourself in my position. Put you in the shoes that I have to walk in every single day because I live with the constant wonder of, am I next? Will my sister make it home okay? Will the police do anything if I or my sister go missing? Can you imagine having to worry the entire day that you have a target on your back at all times? Having to spend your life looking over your shoulder at all times because of my tan skin, my cheekbones, my dark thick hair, my braids, or the fact that my ethnicity seems to be arousing to sick, old, perverted men. Tell me, how would you feel if you knew your chances of going missing, being found murdered, harassed, violated, or robbed of your innocence were higher than the people that surround you, or if your death meant nothing to the officers that swore to serve you. If I were to be here today, if I were to come home earlier, if I had just listened to my grandma, if I had felt her prayers and quit ignoring them, if I had never met my killer, if I had survived, there was so much that could have been done. This could have been prevented. A void that will never be filled. My family has to live with that fact. He's a free man and he still walks to this day. It is very clear that Indigenous women and families don't trust this system. It has been stressed by my people that this is genocide. How much longer will it take? How many more women and girls have to go missing before you realize that this is a large and real problem in Canada? And it's been swept under the rug for too long. I didn't come here to give you facts or stick numbers in your face. I came here to tell you as a girl named after an amazing woman whom I never had the pleasure to know, but hold in my heart dearly. A girl with a family's void that will never be filled. No daughter, no sister, no niece or mother should ever become just another statistic. No one should be robbed of their future. My speech is supposed to make you uncomfortable, so I hope I did. Gracias.
Hey,